It's Raw's debut on Netflix, and Roman Reigns just beat Solo Sikoa to regain his Ula Fala and officially become the Tribal Chief again. The Rock has entered the ring and he puts the Ula Fala around Roman Reigns' neck, but suddenly he switches pages as he delivers a thunderous rock bottom to the Tribal Chief and leaves him beaten down in the middle of the ring. This is the start of something every single WWE fan around the world wants to see it. But in the following weeks, neither Roman Reigns nor The Rock show up, even though the final boss explains by sending a message through the social media. The Rock's got your attention now, huh? You self-centered tribal piece of trash think you own this family, but let me tell you, and everyone else, you haven't done shit to call yourself the Tribal Chief. All you have done was to play the game with the family having your back, and you think you can now be someone for yourself? Those achievements you're so damn proud of are because of your cousins. And as a matter of fact, I've seen this before. You, as a singles competitor, you were ignored. Even The Rock himself tried to make a name for the big dog, but it didn't work. And I want to prevent my dear cousin to be ignored again. The true head of the table of this family is the one who has represented it better than anyone else, and that is the final boss, the man who achieved everything and anything to be deserved to hold that Olafala around his neck. And soon, that Olafala will come to where it should have been from the first place. But The Rock is not that stupid, Roman. I strike when it actually matters. I strike when the time comes, and you should keep an eye on the ball. This is all I have to say. For now. The Rock clarifies that what his goal actually is, but the other thing we, and of course Roman Reigns, understood from his message is the fact that he is not planning to show up this soon. So as Roman Reigns tries a couple of times to call out The Rock and make him show up, he doesn't, so eventually Roman Reigns informs everyone that if The Rock is not going to show up, he's gonna chase his glory again. And that's why he declares for the Royal Rumble match, and here we are in Indianapolis. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are struggling with one another on the ropes, where CM Punk throws Roman Reigns out, which leads to Seth Rollins being eliminated, but somehow the Tribal Chief hangs on. Logan Paul sends CM Punk out of the ring as well, but Roman Reigns successfully counters his attack. The brawl continues in the ring, and of course in the ringside, where CM Punk and Seth Rollins are not done yet, who are throwing shots at one another, where John Cena arrives and takes Roman Reigns down. Roman goes to recover, and meanwhile John Cena eliminates Logan Paul, and that leads us to witness these three men standing in the middle of the ring. It's John Cena who's singing his 17th World Championship, it's main event Jey Uso, and it's the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. This stare down continues. Who will go to WrestleMania? But we all are caught with a surprise as we see a countdown being played on the screen. No one has a single idea that what the hell is going on. Are we going to have an entry number 31? Well, things get a bit more clear as the final boss arrives as the entry number 31. He is the final boss and he can do whatever he wants. This is the simplest thing that The Rock wants us to understand. And the final boss walks across the lines once again, but this time, when he enters the ring, he confronts the version of Roman Reigns that is now aware that he's going to attack him. So they both strike at one another by throwing punches at each other. Two cousins who were at each other's sides last year are now brawling in the middle of the Royal Rumble match. Jey Uso wants to super kick The Rock, but he unintentionally nails Roman Reigns with one, and that's why The Rock gets the chance to nail him with a rock bottom. Jey Uso gets thrown out of the ring by the final boss, and two of the biggest stars of professional wrestling confront each other once again. Cena tries to strike, but he gets planted by a rock bottom as well, as the final boss has everything in control, but not until Roman Reigns spears him in his way and is trying to eliminate the final boss. Reigns and Cena could be the final team. What if only Roman manages to eliminate The Rock? The final boss is still struggling, so is Roman Reigns. But the final boss finally delivers a shoulder block for the counter, but only for Roman Reigns to fire back at him with a spear to eliminate him. This gives the chance to John Cena to pick Reigns up and throw him out of the ring with an AA. John Cena wins the Royal Rumble match and is going to main event WrestleMania. He got his shot at the 17th World Championship as he used the rivalry between The Rock and Roman Reigns to his advantage. Then he picks up a microphone and after thanking the crowd, he calls out the undisputed champion, Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare arrives and John Cena tells him that he has already made his choice, and that is to face Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania 41. Also, Cody Rhodes congratulates John Cena, and after Cena told him what he is planning to do at WrestleMania, he does the unthinkable. He goes low on the Undisputed Champion, so that leaves him with his own path for the Undisputed title at WrestleMania. But there is another WrestleMania main event worthy rivalry between the two living legends of the NOI family. Roman Reigns and The Rock are not done yet, as Roman Reigns calls out The Rock once again. Acknowledge me! You see, that's who people actually acknowledge. That's who knocked his ass off to earn the Tribal Chief spot. I've lost this before. In fact, they stole it from me. But they couldn't keep it because I'm the only Tribal Chief, the real Tribal Chief, and no one can get my Ulafala off of me. And The Rock, my dear cousin, if you really want this, come get it. You use your schedule to run away, yet you still want to run things in WWE? I run things in WWE. Look who's screaming his lungs out. The Tribal Chief is doing this. Let The Rock tell you facts. First, let's start with the fact that everyone knows. That Ulafala represents you as the Tribal Chief, right? Well, Roman, everyone knows you don't deserve that. You kept that because the family kept that for you. I have already said that before. But secondly, The Rock can do whatever he wants because he's the final boss. The Rock doesn't have to show up every week to prove he's better than you, bigger than you, more powerful than you. And you go all the way down the list, and eventually, The Rock is gonna be a better Tribal Chief than you. Roman Reigns is getting infuriated. He got screwed up by The Rock time after time as he screams at the screen once again. You want my spot? Then come and take it. My legacy, my family, these are all what I made. I am the Tribal Chief because I had the guts to step up and take that Ulafala and identify myself as the Tribal Chief everyone acknowledges. If you really have what it takes to lead this family, then for once in your life, don't pay attention to the money you earn and get your scared ass back in WWE sooner than everyone else thinks you will. Come back, fight me, and if you could kill me to take my Ulafala, then you can call yourself the Tribal Chief. Good. I like that. But unlike you, The Rock's not that stupid. The Rock strikes when it actually matters, and that was exactly what I did at the Royal Rumble. I don't see somewhere bigger than the grandest stage of them all for the biggest match of professional wrestling. So we'll meet there. But The Rock will arrive in Toronto for the contract signing at the Elimination Chamber. Because there's still a couple important things left to say. If you smell what the actual Tribal Chief is cooking. The Rock arrives at the Elimination Chamber, so does Roman Reigns, and these two bloodthirsty rivals are gonna sign the contract of maybe the biggest match of professional wrestling. This huge dream match is the dream match. Every single WWE fan wanted to see it, and it is finally happening. The OTC and the final boss standing across one another, and between them is a table which the contract of this massive match is laying on it. But as The Rock informed us, there's a couple important things left to say, and that's why we hear from the final boss. Here we are now, finally giving this worthless people what they want to see. But you know yourself, these acknowledgements you're really proud of won't matter when I take what should have been mine since day one. And you know what else you know that you're scared to bring it up? You're so certain, so secure that you're gonna keep the Ulafala, right? But what if you lose? What if I take that from you? You know, you're nothing without that. This is the only thing you have left. And everyone will ignore you again the day you lose that. So that's why the final boss has made some changes in this contract. Your cousin wants the best for you, Roman. So that's why it says that if you lose at WrestleMania, you'll be out. Out of this ring, out of this company, out of this profession forever. In this case, everyone will remember you as the dominant tribal chief you were. And you'll be forever loved by the fans. I have said what I needed to say. I screamed out a couple of times and I picked up this microphone to say only one thing. We're gradually getting used to how you break the rules, cross the lines, and take advantage of the power you have, but you're ruining wrestling your way. If you want to be tribal chief, if you're actually going to beat me, fine. But do it for our family's legacy. Don't let others say the tribal chief is a coward piece of garbage. All I ask is to use your power again and make another change in that contract. If you'll beat me, I'm gone, and you'd be the deserved tribal chief. But if I win, I'll erase you from this scene. I will save this business by kicking you out and not letting you ruin wrestling by abusing your power anymore. This could, or better to say will, be the last match of your career. Because if you lose, you will retire. Roman Reigns signs the contract with The Rock watching on. He's surprised as he didn't expect this offer from Roman Reigns. Fine. The Rock sees you at WrestleMania. This brutal WrestleMania main event is taking place at the grandest stage of them all in Las Vegas. And Roman Reigns has The Rock locked in the guillotine. But the final boss somehow manages to find a way out and nails Roman Reigns with a massive rock bottom. But the tribal chief won't lose his Ulafala and of course his career this easy. The Rock wastes no more time as he goes for the people's elbow. He has already hit one and this is gonna be the second one, but this time Roman Reigns moves out of the harm's way and breaks The Rock in half with a massive spear. Roman Reigns is fired up. The crowd are completely behind the OTC as he screams for another spear to the final boss. And that's it. Roman Reigns defeats The Rock to retain his Ulafala. Also, Roman Reigns is part of a historic decision. This historic match and historic win for Roman Reigns retires The Rock. And in a show of sportsmanship and respect, Roman Reigns offers a handshake and wants to thank The Rock for the incredible career he had. And as this the end of everything, The Rock accepts it and shakes his cousin's hand once again. Roman Reigns continues to celebrate with the crowd as The Rock walks out of the stage. And this is the end for the final boss, but he forever will be electrifying.